Oh well, I was wrong about the silver contest, and I'll tell you why. I was just sitting here watching uh, music, protest music, mostly uh, against the Vietnam War, with tremendously strong opposition to the war. And there were groups those days. Maybe you can't do it with rap. Who the fuck knows? And who gives a shit about rap? It doesn't have a real message, you know. But when I went back and started looking at this music, it's incredible that these groups today, nobody's spawning music, protest music like it was in the '60s and '70s. It just isn't happening, and it's a shame because I went back and I watched some of Dr. Martin Luther King's speeches, and every one of them had something to say about that damn war in Vietnam. And one of the reasons he was so heavily investigated by the FBI was because of his opposition to the war, and it was strong opposition, and it made sense because these are basically poor white and minority wars we're fighting. The rich get rich on the military-industrial complex, and the poor go off and give their blood when all the poor want is a goddamn job. That's all. And that's all the poor people that we're bombing want. It'd be different if the leaders of a country wanted to go to war and you give them a couple of swords and let them go out and fight it out, cut their own balls off or whatever the hell happened. But it isn't that case. It's the people that profit from war, that profit from the oil, that profit from any element out there that we might think that we need and that we can we can use. It's 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 criminal, and it's been criminal. But here's a contest. I think we had sort of had fun with uh, with the movie one. This won't be as much fun, but it'll be interesting, and it might send a bunch of the younger people that are involved in the contest. It might send them back and listen to some of the war songs of the '60s, and there are some that are going to be in the '80s and perhaps even the '90s. But I'll guarantee you that I haven't heard a single decent war song against Iraq or against our involvement in the Middle East, and it's a shame because they have such an influence. These musicians can and often do on our culture and on the way we view world events, and nobody gives a shit. And the rappers are out there talking about bitches and whores and fucking this and fucking that, and that's doing nothing but lower the overall culture. And I don't care if you like rap or don't like rap, but just listen to the music and see if it's sending any word to you, if it's getting you excited or if it's getting you upset about anything that's going on in this world. These people are off the charts as far as anybody that's objecting to this war. You may have somebody, Bono or somebody, get on television and say something, but they're not writing, and they're not pounding it home like they did in the '60s and '70s. So what this contest is pick out, and again, pick out my top 10, and I'll probably have 20 on the damn list. But pick out my top 10 uh, uh, songs, not particularly albums, but songs that I feel did a tremendous job in influencing our culture and influencing opinions against war and against our absurd desire to be the policeman of the world and the moralist of the world. We've lost our moral bearing. uh, we lost that with Abu Ghraib. We lost it with Special Rendition. We lost it with Predator Predator drone strikes. Uh, we lost it with torture, with sending people to other countries to be tortured. It was, as I said, Special Rendition, Guantanamo Bay. We have no moral bearing. All we have is the desire to make money, to make a profit, and to make a profit off of war. It's obscene, and uh, no one in the culture seems to be leading in objection to this war. It's all being done on YouTube, or we have to find news channels that are emanating from other countries, others than America or Great Britain, and it's a damn shame. So, but the contest and everybody likes the silver contest, and it'll be for the same Morgan, and that skinny Morgan is finally out of here, so everybody so take a chance of getting a good one. But to name the top 10 uh, protest songs of all time, and they some of them may not even may not involve the war, but I guarantee the vast majority of them will. So it'll give the younger ones a chance, perhaps if you're interested enough, to go back and listen to some of this music, and then even when the contest is over, it'll give you a chance to go back if you're interested, and then you'll know what the ones that I felt had gave us some direction. And I'll tell you, I started protesting against this government in 1964, and I started protesting after a person that I'd met while I was going to school in Hawaii used to be an advisor to the South Vietnamese army, and he had just come out of the army and he was going to college, or I don't remember if he was still in the army and going to college, but either one, he told me a story about how one of his friends was killed, and he came back and killed 28 prisoners, and that wasn't a crime, and it wasn't and it's still not a crime. That's why we're getting out of Iraq, because Iraqis would finally make that a crime. Uh, and once I find out, once anybody finds out that they always dehumanize the other side, or else you couldn't kill them. But those poor people on the other side, they're just like you and me. If you and me went off to fight, all we'd want to do is come back to our families, come back to our jobs, come back to some stable sort of existence, and that's all they wanted to too. The rice paddies in South Vietnam, all those people wanted to do was raise rice. They didn't want to be bombed or shot or fought over, but it was just a little elite group at the top that always takes us to war and never gets dirtied in the process. So this will be interesting, and I'll tell you what, I'll select another one. There'll be two Morgans given this time. Anyone that leaves a comment, either agreeing with me and why, or disagreeing with me and why, whoever leaves the best comment will also get a Morgan. So I hope I hope you don't enjoy this, because it's a very sad thing. Uh, but I hope you find it educational. So thanks everybody, and we're back in the silver contest business.